right, you're back again at the Me and Him podcast. It's me, Jason, and my dad, Matt, and we've got another special guest joining us this episode. Welcome, please. Everyone put their hands together. Master John Tooby.
Hey, guys. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be a part of it. And, looking forward to it.
Well, John, I've been wanting to have you on for so long, and you're a busy man, and you're in Thailand a lot, and...
Just didn't offer enough money, mate. That's the problem.
I had to wait for the cheap slot to come around that I could afford. But look, so John, we've been friends for some time, probably, to be honest.
Well, mate, 2000?
Oh, God, okay, 25 years. And we've had some gaps in that and everything, but we've over the recent years, the last sort of 5+ years, we've really formed even stronger bond, I think. And you're such an interesting guy. We've got such an interesting backstory of how I first met you, and you didn't even know that I knew who you were at that point. This is going back back to the DCM days, and then coming through to today. And Dad, you have actually met John before when you were in Sydney after I had a car crash, and you came up to actually help me get another car. And John was there too, because John was helping me out. So you two, that my dad and Mr. John here, Master John, my good mate, are both men I love, both men that have helped me out and gone and really just sacrificed for me. And so I'm really grateful to have you both here.
Happy to be here, mate.
It's spontaneous. We can see you're constantly in need, so we've got to be there to help you.
It's a big job, isn't it,
like
Matt?
Charity
Absolutely.
Case. God. Yeah, I know. All the guests that we've had on have actually been supporting me through my difficult life. Oh, man. But, John, look, maybe just to cast back a little bit, to sort of set the stage, tell us a little bit about your childhood, mate, because you're currently running a very successful martial arts school, camp. You do a bit of everything, don't you? You also do camps to Thailand.
Camps to Thailand, yes, and... martial arts school. It's actually next month. It's 35 years old.
Wow.
So I opened it in 1990, and it's been running full-time consistently ever since. So one of the first full-time dojos in Australia, and still going. So, very proud and very happy with that.
John, do you target a particular age group, or is it all ages?
3, and my oldest student is 71.
Yeah, all ages, I think.
Okay. That young?
That young.
The womb market's actually growing now too, so you can even go back. No,
the what market?
The womb market. You start training them in the womb.
Yeah, videos.
So that's what you're doing now, but you've also owned nightclubs, restaurants. This is where you and Dad have a fair bit in common. So you've got a really interesting, you've got a very strong entrepreneurial streak, no doubt, and you've got a strong commitment to martial arts. Take us back, if you don't mind, just to set the scene for Dad too. Where did you grow up? How did you get to where you are now, if that's not too big an ask?
Well, let me just try and give you a quick, short version. Yeah, look, born in Sydney, at a certain age, my mother left when I was 2, so just my dad. My younger brother and sister, they were newborns, and she left us, and we lived in a station wagon for 6 months.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was a tough gig, and Dad was a baker, so he'd park the car in the parking lot out the back of the bakery and run out every 10 or 15 minutes, changing nappies and checking on the babies,
Wow.
So bit of a struggle.
Dude.
Yeah, no, he had it tough, and that sort of, type of lifestyle would drive you to drink. And so, Dad was a bad alcoholic there for quite a while. We got a housing commission house out at Cranebrook, Mount Pleasant in Penrith. Being that pauper kid who they always called me, and we had, if we wanted new clothes, we had to go to St. Vincent de Paul, and Dad would drink and gamble all the money away. Not that he had any. So my brother and I, 9 and 10 years of age, we used to go out working, mowing lawns, washing cars, and collecting bottles out of garbage bins, that sort of thing.
That's got to be a driver, isn't it? Like you just want to be able to have some control and bring some money in.
Well, bring some money in, so A, we could eat, and B, that we didn't get flogged for not bringing any money in.
Okay.
So Dad, when he drank, could be quite violent. When he was sober, fantastic. Kept us all together. I had a younger brother and sister. They were twins. But look, I think that, feeling different from everybody else in school that had two parents and, new clothes and all that sort of thing, not having to work on, I never had friends over. I didn't go to any friends' houses. We were working after school and every weekend.
Oh, wow.
Either mowing lawns, washing cars, and we had an old lawnmower that was clapped out. And, we used to put bushland dishwashing liquid into an empty car wash bottle so people thought I was using good car wash on their cars. And I was actually using stuff that had stripped their paint off. It was terrible. They didn't know it. And we charged 50 cents to, and we're going back, 50 years. So we would charge 50 cents to wash a car and $1.50 to mow a lawn.
Wow.
But look, it worked. We ate sometimes once every 2 days. Sometimes we were lucky enough to eat once a day. But always looking for something to make me feel worthwhile. I had a dream of being a businessman, just like people on television, that I would grow up and be a businessman. So I looked at that was my dream. And always been that weakest kid, always getting picked on for being poor and, living in houso and that sort of thing. Even back then, it sort of like had a bit of a reputation in school. So one of the things that I actually started boxing. My dad was a boxer, so I started doing a little bit of boxing. And then I watched a Bruce Lee movie called Enter the Dragon.
What a classic.
And I thought to myself, wow, this is it.
Inspired.
And so 1 week later, I was doing Kung Fu, and here we are. Well, that was 1978. So here we are all these years later, and I'm still going.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, John, because we've had many, many conversations, and I know a lot about you. Shared a little bit about your background. Never mentioned that about the station wagon and your dad in that situation. Oh.
I was only 2, so I don't remember it being. But I know that's how we were, and then into renting some really bad, really bad places, and then getting into finally getting a housing commission. I think I was 12 at that time, and moving out to Penrith, and I went to Punch Bowl Boys while we were living in Campsie, and then out to Penrith High School. But I really didn't go to much of year 10. I was working, and I took time off. I was working for Waltons at the time, and I took time off to run up to the school and pick up my school certificate, and then run back to work. So it was an unusual life. People would say that it was a tough gig, but I firmly believe that it made me who I am today. Yeah.